Well, with an increase in farmer stress across rural America, a youth-focused mental health roundtable is helping to lay the foundation for new resources that will enhance progressive ag safety days, which will take place throughout North America. Dr. Josie Rudolphi with the University of Illinois and Progressive Ag Foundation President and CEO Brian Kuhl join us now on set. You're here with us in Nashville. We're happy about it. This is really important. This is an issue that has been coming up even more and more as we have seen the stress on the farm economy increase. When it comes to the issue of mental health and stress in rural America, let's start there and really focus in on how it impacts children.
Yeah, we know stress is increasing. We know mental health conditions are increasing across the board. We're especially concerned in our rural areas because we don't always have good access to mental health care. Farmers are very stressed right now. We see that as a function of the economy and time pressures and, of course, the weather. And we have to be cognizant of the fact that this is impacting our children. I grew up on a family farm. I knew the struggles and the stressors. So making sure that we have interventions in place, champions in place who can help us address this issue when the parents are so stressed out that maybe they aren't able to provide the appropriate care for their child.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit more, because let's speak to your experience. I think you can learn so much from somebody else. When you were growing up and you notice, hey, there's some financial problems, dad's a little bit angrier.
Right.
Talk about what that was like and how that stress impacted you.
Well, I grew up in Iowa on a corn and soybean farm, and for a while we had hogs, but I can remember very vividly in the 90s when the hog market was struggling, and the day we decided that we couldn't afford to do this anymore. And hogs were certainly a piece of our identity at that point, and we see that in farmers. This becomes, their occupation becomes very much their identity. And so making sure that we have resources and tools in place to help people shift in production systems if that's the opportunity, and then just to make sure that the family unit is cared for and that we make sure we're keeping tabs on everybody, I think.
I love that. I love that. Okay, Brian, how will the Progressive Ag Safety Days program be tackling this emerging issue with their youth participants?
Yeah, so when Progressive Ag Safety Days started 25 years ago, we were really focused on providing safety education for the physical safety on the farm. How can kids be safer around machinery, equipment, tractors, livestock? As we have evolved over 25 years, we're starting to notice that we still need that physical safety, but this whole idea of general safety as well as healthy lifestyles. How can they live a safer and healthier life? And so this mental health topic is definitely one that fits well within what we do. So we're looking to add hands-on activities. That's what a Progressive Ag Safety Day is. Get the kids interacting to learn, be able to take away the messages that we want them to take away for the day. So helping them identify what is stress, define stress, help them identify and understand what their emotions are, and then what's the appropriate way to deal with those emotions, to deal with stress, cope with stress. And again, we're teaching them at a young age. Progressive Ag Safety Days are focused for kids ages 4 to 13. If we can teach them how to deal and identify those stresses and emotions now, they will grow into adults that are better able to manage that stress and those emotions when they're raising their own families.
Right. You know, the last thing that we want is to put that stress on our kids. That's right. The last thing. We want to protect them from it as much as we can. What are your hopes for this initiative moving forward?
Well, as Dr. Rudolphi said, there are not a lot of options out there for farm families if they're dealing with stress within their own family unit or just in their rural community in general. So being able to provide some of this education, that again, if we can provide the education to the kids, we know they take those messages home, they share them with their families. They're ultimately educating the parents and their grandparents on behalf of the rest of us as educators, but also being able to provide the resources that are available and knowing that there are folks out there that can help and that this is an opportunity for them. And they don't need to be afraid if they need help to be able to reach out and at least just talk with someone.
I love it. I love it. The students become the teachers.
Absolutely.
In this case. Okay, that's wonderful how you're empowering the young people. Love it. Dr. Josie Rudolphi with the University of Illinois and Progressive Agriculture CEO Brian Kuhl, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.